Hello and welcome back to Inside the 20. Today we will be talking about the Week 3 recap from the NFL season. By the way, if you have not checked out my Week 2 recap and my Week 1 recap, make sure to go check those out and subscribe while you're at it. Also check out my Instagram and my Spotify. Starting out with the Patriots and the Jets clashing at MetLife for the Thursday night game. New England couldn't do anything. It was the final score. Jets blowing out New England 24-3 at home. It was not a good game for Jacoby Brissett. Drake May didn't play either. It wasn't clean, the offense. I mean, they can't block a fly, to be honest. I think he got hit like 10 times, sacked a couple of times. It was not good. They couldn't move the ball. They had to punt a ton, and it was just not good. And then to the defensive side of the ball, it wasn't any better. They couldn't get anything done. They couldn't stop Aaron Rodgers. And then for the Jets, I mean, the offense was solid. They did get stopped a few times, but besides that, they did move pretty smoothly and pretty cleanly. Obviously, I know you win 24-3. That's a very good, solid win. Whoever you're playing, it really doesn't matter. 24-3, that's great. Chiefs win 22-17 on the road. Really cool environment there in Atlanta. That was fun. But for the Chiefs, Carson Steele, dude, he's a beast. 17 times for 72 yards. He was a huge factor, especially for the Chiefs missing Isaiah Pacheco. It was an incredible game for him. That's definitely a great boost for this team starting 3-0, and to know that they have somebody to rely on when they need to pound the rock and when they need to get running yards. So that's solid. Good for the Chiefs. And then for the Falcons, they struggled to capitalize on huge downs. They had the ball twice inside the 30 late in the game where they needed to score. Maybe it was a missed call. Maybe it was bad coaching. From what I saw, I definitely have to say it was bad coaching. That's 100% of their head coach and their offensive coordinator. But besides that, I mean, you have to be able to capitalize in these situations where you have to win games, especially against teams like this, like the Chiefs. If they play the Ravens or the Eagles, or for any teams that have to face them, it's big to capitalize against very big teams and get wins because that can definitely alter the playoffs. But that just, you have to be able to lock in. But on the good side of things, Atlanta defense, great job holding the Chiefs to just above 22 points or just above 20 points. Not bad, but losing by 5, it's not bad. Good job by the Atlanta defense. They did have some crucial stops, some punts. Moving on to Dallas. Dallas comes short of the comeback. They had an onside kick. That was really cool that they recovered. They tried again, and Zay Flowers actually caught the ball. But Cowboys fall at home again, losing 28-25 to the Baltimore Ravens. Derrick Henry, way to go, bro. You put up like 30 points for my fantasy. That's great. I won because of you, Derrick. Thank you. But yeah, it was a very good game. It was like 28-6 at half or something like that, and the Ravens didn't score again. So that's pretty cool, crazy. For the Ravens almost blew it. Almost blew a double-digit lead for like, I don't know, the 65th time in the past 3 years. It's pretty crazy. But, they had strong defensive performance. Not in the second half, but the first half was very good. And I mean, the running game. Derrick, like I said, he had over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had a really clean stiff arm. The Cowboys dominated in the second half, but you need to be consistent. You get blown out at home against the Saints, and you lose to the Ravens. So if I'm Mike McCarthy, I'm 100% on the hot seat. I'm cooked if I'm Mike McCarthy. But you have to, just consistency. Consistency. That is the main thing. That is the thing that you need to be good at as an NFL head coach. And unfortunately, Mike McCarthy is not. And that sucks for him. But for Dallas, you need to be able to win at home, especially. You need to be able to beat these teams, especially when you have some easier games. You can't be taking it light because You're the Dallas Cowboys. You lose when people expect you to win. That's basically your motto. But it's okay. Not really, but it's okay. Moving on to Inglewood. 49ers blow a 14-point lead, lose 27-24. Both these teams are very banged up. For the 49ers, the run game was great. Multiple players contributed in this win. And then also, their defense was solid in the first half. But just like the Cowboys, they were silent in the second. And they lost. But, 49ers, you have some good points. You have some, good plays. You have a solid game, but you lose. That's not good. You need to be able to keep these leads. For the Rams put up a resilient fight and they won. So that's great. They had a great passing game led by Matthew Stafford. Even with an injured team, no Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp. And not to mention their run game was also nice. Very solid. So that's good. Moving on to New Orleans. It was a super low scoring game. It was 3-0 in the fourth quarter. The Saints were winning 3-0 in the fourth quarter. For the Eagles, they had a hard-fought victory. They had a great run game and a great offense, led by Saquon Barkley, who also cooked in fantasy. Jalen Hurts had a great game as well. Dallas Goedert had 170 yards on 10 receptions. No touchdowns. He came close. But, obviously, it's a 15-12 game. 3 points combined in the fourth quarter. Obviously, lots of punts, lots of turnovers. Derek Carr threw an interception in the red zone, in the end zone, actually. That's not good. I think it was his first of the season. But, I feel like if you're New Orleans, you're like, dang it, we lost. Have to shake this one off, have to move on. We have a pretty weak division, so we can't be able to conquer that. For the Eagles, that's great to edge out another win, but they just have to keep it rolling. Keep the consistency going. It's one of the things I'm going to keep talking about is consistency. That's a big thing you have to have in the National Football League. And going to Arizona. Lions edge out the Cardinals 20-13. The Lions delivered an impressive win, showcasing a great offense and a solid defense. It was 20-10 in the fourth quarter. Starting the fourth quarter, Cardinals get a field goal. It was pretty back and forth, basically up until late second half or like mid third quarter. When it was just punt, turnover, field goal, touchdown, punt. It's pretty boring. Obviously 2013, not the highest scoring game. But Jared Goff also had great efficiency in the running game. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, pretty solid. And you have Jahmyr Gibbs, who's both a receiving and rushing back. So you're cooked if you're average defense. For the Cardinals, like I was talking about, the Cardinals defense made notable stops, keeping the game competitive despite the loss. Just like other things, when you lose, you have to think about the positive. You can't be drowning out on the bad things. And I think that's good that their defense was showing up because you lose by a touchdown. That's not bad. You lose by 10 plus points, then you have to figure something out. And I think here, I'm going to mention it again. Get mad at me all you want. Consistency. You need to have consistency. And the offense, 13 points. As long as you don't get blown out, that's not bad. And then also their special teams, which definitely shifted the momentum a couple times. Obviously, the Lions were able to stay in and win. But that is still good to know that you have another momentum shifter. Going to Minnesota, the Minnesota Vikings destroy, and I mean destroy, the Houston Texans, which was a very big shock. Sam Darnold and the Vikings, they were tested. And for them to just come out, silence the haters, Sam Darnold saying, hey, I'm good. And then to just absolutely destroy the Houston Texans at home, that was incredible. Great job to the Vikings. Defense stepped up. Sam Darnold, obviously, incredible. That's really nice. For the Texans, CJ Stroud struggled. His percentage was actually very good, 20 of 21. He also had about 215 yards, a touchdown, 2 picks. Uno dos. That's 2. 2 picks. Not good. Not good at all. They have some things to clean up, but Vikings need to stay hot. They are going to compete for the playoffs. Obviously, you have the Lions, who haven't started out too well, and the Bears and the Packers. Going to the Steel City, Chargers fall to the Steelers 20-10. The Steelers were down for quite a while, and then they finally sprouted ahead, and the Chargers just couldn't keep up. And for the Chargers, Justin Herbert re-injured his right ankle. Or he had a right ankle sprain, and then of course Bro just went screw it and just played and re-injured it. This jeopardizes his health for the next couple of weeks. Chargers, Jim Harbaugh, they need to win games. And when you're putting out your quarterback when he's already injured and he re-injures it, whose fault is that? I don't know if he wanted to play. Obviously, I'm a player. I play football. If I get hurt, and I don't think it's too bad, I want to go back out. I want to go play. I want to make plays. But you have to think about it for the team. Can I sit this one out? Or can I go back in, risk missing the next couple of games just so I can get a drive or two and try to win this one game in week 3? This isn't even like week 17 when you need to win. It's week 3. I'm disappointed. The Steelers, Justin Fields secured his spot as the starting quarterback, 245 passing yards and a touchdown against the Chargers. He's looking great. So I'm very interested to see Russell Wilson out there to see if he ever plays. But this is great for Pittsburgh. They're 3-0, Kings of the North so far. We'll see if that can last. Heading to Indianapolis, the Bears lose to the Colts 16-21. Caleb Williams struggles with pre-snap decisions. He's really been taking the play clock down to nearly 0 multiple times. And it hasn't been pretty. They've lost 2 straight games. Lost last week to the Texans and then just lost to the Colts. For the Bears to not being able to come through and win these games that they need to, it's not good. But he showcased his potential with a touchdown. I saw this. It was really funny. I was watching the game, but Caleb Williams, his first career touchdown pass goes to Rome Odunze. It was also Rome's first career touchdown. So who keeps the ball? I don't know. They were on the sideline, and Rome was saying it's his, and he wouldn't give it up to Caleb. Just chop it in half, bro. Just split it. Just split the ball in half. But that's really funny. Kind of feel bad because your first career touchdown, you don't even get the ball. They should just rock with Brazilians forever. And then for the Colts, Anthony Richardson made risky decisions for the Colts, but ended up paying off, obviously, with a win. But they also have very good success in the run game with Jonathan Taylor's explosive runs. And I feel like people have been forgetting about Jonathan Taylor, to be honest. And then the secondary also had key takeaways, punts, and interceptions. But it was good. Moving on to Seattle, the Dolphins get absolutely obliterized. 24-3 Seattle, beating Miami. It was not a good game. Seattle is thriving in Ryan Grubb's offense, with a completion rate on track for a career best. And you know who's helping? DK freaking Metcalf. Thank you. We're giving shout outs today. Thank you, Derek, and thank you, DK, for cooking in fantasy. And thank you, Gino, for throwing the ball. Seattle's defense has shown some promise. Obviously, allowing 3 points, just like I said with the Jets. It's very solid against a very stacked Miami offense. For the Dolphins, Skylar Thompson's multi-week injury is not good for the Dolphins. With Bryce Young's recent benching, my brain is telling me that dude is going to be signed. Trade him away. We saw Mac Jones get traded for a 6th-round pick after he got benched. So Bryce Young could be going to Miami. I would love to see that. And I've said this before, but with Miami's loaded offense, they will succeed. The Raiders fall to the Panthers 36-22. Andy Dalton for MVP, baby. Red Rifle, former Cincinnati Bengal, Dallas Cowboy, Chicago Bear, New Orleans Saint. This man is winning MVP. I don't care what you say. Screw Patrick Mahomes. Screw Derek Carr. Screw Josh Allen. MVP! No, they're not making the playoffs. No, they're not getting close to a division. No, they are not. winning a Super Bowl, but this is great. As long as he can stay healthy, the Panthers have got themselves a quarterback. But yeah, I mean, Dalton had 9 plays of 15 plus yards, and 21 points in the first half against a decent Las Vegas. And then for the Raiders, Gardner Minshew struggled a lot to push the ball downfield. His top target, Devontae Adams, had only 7 catches for 40 yards. It's not horrible, but you definitely need to incorporate him more. If you've ever watched Receiver, the Netflix show, this is not sponsored by Netflix, by the way. But if you ever watched it, there's a scene where Devontae just absolutely flips out and just crashes out for real. But it was a reasonable crash out. And then moving to the Giants. Giants defense excelled in week 3 in the win 21-15 over the Cleveland Browns. The offense excelled in week 3, and the defense as well. Sacking Deshaun Watson 8 times and forcing 2 fumbles and turnovers. And for the offense, strong playing from Daniel Jones and Malik Neighbors. He had 2 touchdowns. A lot of highlights. He had a really nice toe tap in the back of the end zone. Caught it, did a little spin, and then landed. It was really cool. For the Browns have Deshaun Watson, and he's a problem. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to give details, but that thing that happened in 2020, totally uncool, by the way. He's been under constant pressure, and I think that's had a very big impact on him. He has not been the same. And also injuries, dude. Injuries. So the 3 offensive linemen, and that's just great. And for Nick Chubb, he's getting swallowed up in the backfield. Moving on to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, get rocked by Bo Nix and the Broncos, 26-7. The Broncos, Sean Payton's Broncos dominated the Buccaneers, adding to his successful history in Tampa. And then also, Denver's defense showed that they were elite. They had a pick, and Bo Nix also. He was great. He did throw an interception. Dude, he had one of the funniest press conferences. He was like, "Can you explain, Bo Nix? Can you explain your interception?" He was like, "Yeah, I threw the ball to the other team." It was hilarious. And then he also got sacked a couple times, but Denver was able to get back on them, sacking Baker a whopping 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 times, which is not good at all. And the Bucks just couldn't do anything. Baker couldn't get a pass out for his life. The unis looked good though. That's a positive. And then going to Tennessee, Packers 30, Titans 14. Malik Willis has looked great. 2-0 this season. And the thing is you're looking so good with your backup quarterback. How will this team look with Jordan back? That's the main question I have. What this offense is going to be like with Jordan Love back. And the defense, keep doing your thing, defense. You're looking great. A great job. For the Titans, I'm going to be honest. Tennessee, take my advice. Listen to me. Listen up. Take my advice. Lose as many games as you possibly can. Go 0-17. Please do it. Because here's the thing. You will have Shedeur Sanders in the next draft. Please do it, Tennessee. Because here's the thing. If you're garbage, you get the number 1 overall pick. If you get the number 1 overall pick, you take Shedeur Sanders. And then you're good. And then also get a running back and some defense. And also explore free agency. See what you can find. But my advice for them is just be absolutely garbage. So then you can get Shedeur. Bengals 33, Commanders 38. I have nothing to say. Here's what I'm going to say. They didn't look bad. They didn't look good. But the Commanders were just good. Jaden Daniels were a prime Tom Brady. He was cooking. He had a 90% completion percentage, and he had 2 touchdowns. It was nasty. Jaden Daniels turned into freaking Joe Montana. On the road too, which hurt. But I am very excited for this Commanders offense to see what they can do with Gary Terry. Dude, bro, he had an awesome game and an awesome catch in the end zone. Over the shoulder, as he got hit. 40-yard dot over the shoulder. And I also want to say something. Cam Taylor-Britt was talking a lot of crap. But when then he got cooked, he thought just because he had a little spin interception that got number one on SportsCenter, that he could just go talk all this stuff and he would be fine. But we learned this 2 years ago in Kansas City. Stop talking crap. It doesn't work. It gives you karma. Not good karma, bad karma. Which means L's. And L's mean no. No, that's not good. But hey, we can still go 14-3, I guess. And then for the Bills, wow, Jaguars really fell off. 47-10. That's a 37-point differential. Good math. Josh Allen cooked. They rolled the Jaguars. That's really all I have to say. Jaguars couldn't respond. I mean, that's really all there is. It was a great game by the Bills. A horrible game by the Jaguars, but that's really all I have to say. That will wrap up our Week 3 recap. Make sure to tune in and watch my Week 4 recap when that comes out next week. But thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, do all that fun stuff. Share it with anyone you know. Share it with your grandma who has no knowledge of the NFL or whatsoever. Thank you for watching.